Hey guys, it's Brylo here, and I've got the NHL 13 BGM series that we plan on doing. The team in question is the New York Islanders. We'll be taking the New York Islanders from the rebuilding stages all the way up to hopefully the Stanley Cup final. As you guys chose, I had a video in maybe a week or two ago where we're setting up which team you guys like to see, and we're going with the New York Islanders in this case. I apologize for this video being a little bit long. The whole video essentially is just covering the preseason of the Islanders, what went down, highlights from the games, and overall just where this team stands going into the season. I really want to get your guys' involvement in this series as well, so let me know what you guys think will be good pieces to add to the team. I'm not saying I'll do every single suggestion, but we'll throw things around. I'll ask questions during the series as well to get you guys involved, and hopefully this will be a lot of fun. So just setting up the team here, obviously I'm gonna go with Brylo for my YouTube name there, and along with that, Brylo Buns is the name. So with that said, now we have to pick up the Medicine Hat Tiger goalie, Tyler Buns. I was unsure what I wanted to do for the GM skill because I'm doing the Superstar difficulty, but I decided what the heck, we're already there, already doing it. We'll do a hard difficulty for that as well, Baptized by Fire or something like that. So to start off as well, I'm going to show you guys essentially what the roster looks like. I downloaded the rosters from the EA server for doing this series. A couple of neglections from them. I think they left a couple players like Jason Arnett and Shane Doan on their respective rosters versus just putting them in the free agent pool. But here's our centers here. We got Tavares, who's the franchise center. Nielsen, who's a great two-way center, more of a third-line guy. Then Bailey and Reasoner. Bailey's kind of maybe our second line center. I'm not sure just yet. Reasoners is going to fight with Cizikas for that fourth line role, and Ulstrom's probably going to be a scratch for us. Now Molson's the big winger for us, but our left wingers are pretty weak. Pandolfo's not going to be playing most likely. Matt Martin though might get a spot on the fourth line. Now Yoensu over here has got a good chance of getting into the team as well. He's a pretty good player. And our prospects for left wing aren't that great either. Grabner and Okposo are pretty solid guys for our team, top 6 guys. Boys was another pickup that the Islanders got this summer. He, not 100% sure on him, but we have Nino Niederreiter there as well, a great player. Now on the D, that's probably our strongest suit. We got Streit and Wisnowski, 2 older guys, but 2 great offensive players, and some other solid pieces, some young pieces as well, like Hamonic. Yurkina is another solid, serviceable defenseman. Wishart's a good guy though. Donovan's another defender that I really liked in my play so far. Dehaan, Katic, again, lots of really good defenders here, and the jewel there is Griffin Reinhart. Along with that, we got Vili Polka, who's another D-man that's gonna probably do a good job too. And then we go to probably the worst spot on the team, and that's our goalies. We have DiPietro and Nabokov. 2 guys that we really don't want to have in net, but Nabokov's probably going to have to do the job. Poulin might be able to be a guy in the future, but he probably doesn't have that great potential. Now let's move on to what essentially the free agents are. There really isn't anything that great. You got Cam Barker here, Brule, Ranger, Morrison, Sopel. Guys I don't think we're going to pick up, even though they might help us a little bit. I'm going to leave it be. Now here's the lines for the first game here. We got Strome and Niederreiter up top. I really want to give them a chance, see if they can make the team. They're not going to be there for sure, and they're definitely, if they make the team, they're going to be second line, if not lower. But I want to see if they can break the lineup. There's Dehaan as well, hoping he gets a chance. And we put Poulin in for the first game here, just to give him the opportunity to see if he can do well. Now we're going to sim ahead here to the game against Pittsburgh, our first game of the season. We get our little introduction of the owners here. We get 3 years for our contract, and our goal for the season is 37 wins. So that's a good goal. We can probably achieve that. That's not too many wins. We want to probably get more than that, but we're not going to get into the bad books of the owner with getting something along those lines. Now we got a trade offer right off the bat, and that was from the Winnipeg Jets for Mark Eden, 2 third-round picks, one in 2013 and one in 2014. I couldn't say no. We had enough D already, and Mark Eaton's an older guy that's not really going to have a big impact. So we let him go to the Jets, and we picked up 2 third-round picks, which I thought was a pretty good deal for us to start off here. Now we're just getting the game started, and for most of my editing, I'm going to keep it like this, have the intro right here. You guys see the teams very clear, and then we move on right into essentially the goalkeepers. Who's the goalkeepers for this game? So we got Vokun on one side, and we got Poulin on the other. I might play around with the editing again because I want to make it short, but I want to make like a... It's still good that you guys get what's going on. For the preseason ones though, I kept it pretty short, and even though the video is about 26 minutes long, I tried to cram as much as I could into it all, with also showing you guys what the setup was about too. So here we go here off the face-off, just a central play there from the Pittsburgh Penguins to get a good chance here, but we're able to clear it out. Now we're going up the ice with Niederreiter, and he's going to make an impact right away. We really wanted to see this, and Niederreiter gets the first goal for the team, first goal of the preseason, and first goal for us in this series. What we wanted, a quick start, and also seeing our young guys Niederreiter and Strome on the board right away. And that definitely doesn't do anything bad for their books there. It's going to get them in our good books to start off with, give them a little bit more time before they get sent down, if they get sent down. Now, yeah, I'm just going to show some quick plays like this. Here's another chance, but off the post there. Now this is going to the end of the period, and as the period ends, we're still up 1-0, which is a good start, you know. On Superstar, it wasn't that hard, but at the same time, there was some challenges, and I think the games are going to be very back and forth in that way, where there's going to be some times that it's just going to be up against the wall, really losing a game, and there's going to be other times where it's not all that bad. Now, for the highlight reels, I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly for that. Depending on how much of the actual gameplay I show, I'll probably show less for the more gameplay I show, or more for less gameplay I show. But maybe I'll just leave it to the last little part there, or cut it out all. I'll probably also do the box scores too, so you guys can see what that's all about, see what the overall pace of the game's like there, and it'll give you guys an idea of where the challenges in this game, if it's a challenging game at all, if at all. Now, this is the end of the second period here. Like I said, very quick highlights here. Nothing really happened in the second period. We get a couple chances in it, but nothing too major, and Poulin's doing his job on the back end. Here's a chance for us. Again, nothing too great. We had a little bit of a mix-up there with Poulin, but still able to get the job done. And another interception doesn't go against us because Poulin's able to make another good save, if not a little shaky. So we're up still 1-0 going into the third period. Hoping that we can string this together for our first win. Really important to get that first win, even if it's in preseason. Just showing that we're not going to be pushovers. We're not going to be, you know, guys that can be easily beaten this season. At least that's what we hope. But here off the play right here, they go to the point to Orpik, and a really nice tip there by Dupuis. Nothing Poulin could do on that play, and unfortunately the game is now tied up 1-1. As you can see right here, really great tip. Poulin has no chance, goes right across his body, and he isn't able to get back to that shot. Now it's a 1-1 game with about 13 minutes left, and we're going to have to try and see if we have a little bit of vigor in us to get this win back, if we can. But we got some veterans on the team, if not major veterans, but guys there like 25, 26 that can get the job done, and also our older guys too might be able to step it up. Now Grabner on the wing, here's another guy I really like on this team, and he gets the job done for us. He gets it up to 2-1 now, 1-goal lead. He's got that pace, he's got that speed that's going to be lovely on the wing to use, and we're probably going to get lots of goals with him up there. I'm definitely going to want to use him in our top 6 for this season. Here's the replay again, gets in there. Vokun's actually surprisingly out of position, but we're still not going to take anything away from the pretty good goal from Grabner there. Now with about 9 minutes left in the game, we get another chance here, kind of a little frantic in front of the net. Nothing comes of it though. Down to 30 seconds here, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to pull their goalie. But, you know, we are able to not fret, and we're going to get Bailey up here, and he's going to get a nice little tap-in goal. That'll work for us here as we get a 3-1 win. Josh Bailey gets a point on the board, a goal on the board that is, and we get our first win of the preseason. So yeah, overall a solid showing. You know, the young guys really did good. Really liked what Dehaan did in this game. He did great on the backhand, and surprisingly Poulin did a good job. Now that's the last game for Poulin, as we're going to want to see who's our starter between DiPietro and Nabokov, but nonetheless we still had a good solid game there, and we're able to win 3-1. Now here's the 3 stars and the goal summary and shot summary. Pretty close in shots. I'll try and do the shot summary between periods so you guys kind of know what's going on, like I said, with the pace and the overall flow of the game. Here's the goals that were scored, and now quickly editing towards the Sebastian Wanstrom. Here's a guy that's 21 years old. I saw in the free agent market. Like I said, nothing really there that I wanted to pick up, but we decided to give him a little bit of an offer, and he's happy to accept. So we get a guy like him that maybe he's able to pull into a guy that can offer us something down the road, but if not, he still offers us some AHL depth there. Now, moving on to the second game between the Rangers and the Islanders, a real grudge match, obviously. Dehaan in the net for the Rangers, so they're not playing their starter Lundqvist, but we're going with DiPietro, see if DiPietro's got what it takes to be our starter. I'm a little unsure where to go because, I mean, Nabokov's the older player, but DiPietro's definitely a shaky player in himself as well, so it'll be interesting to see where we have to go with that. I want your guys' opinions as well of seeing these videos, that who you think should be our starter. I think the ultimate solution down the road is that we need to draft a really good goalie or trade for a really good young goalie, or even pick up a starter if we have enough to get one. But yeah, for now we're gonna have to roll with these guys, and as you can see, pretty slow period there. Actually got 10-0 on the shot clock, so we did really good in that part, but we weren't able to get any chances that were in the net. Now, DiPietro was kind of cold in this game, which was unfortunate a little bit, but we were still riding high here. Another great chance, but just not able to put any of these away. And that maybe goes to a little bit of the inexperience of the rookies there, because we had the rookies still on the top line trying to give them a chance. Kabanov was another guy that we had up playing, and he did a pretty good job in the first game, but he kind of went a little bit silent in the second game. Dehaan was another guy too in this game that didn't do too well. And here's a play where we kind of messed up a little bit on D, but really a goal that DiPietro should have had. Unfortunately, I missed the replay there. I was a little upset with DiPietro letting that one in. I didn't even want to see the replay. So yeah, unfortunately I missed that, but as you can see from the first shot anyway, it wasn't that great at all anyway. So yeah, no, it's a 1-0 game now. We had most of the control of the play here, and you can still see from some of the chances that I tried to show here that we had pretty good chances on that, but Dehaan was doing the job, and we're just not doing our job getting a good goal there. Now, a little bit of a fault on the D again, just still, it's one of those things, like I said, in past games you wouldn't have to worry about that, but the skating now, I just missed the turn on the net there, and Zuccarello had a clean chance to come out. And now it's a 2-0 game there. Another goal that was a little squeaky too. So not too confident in DiPietro thus far in the game. And again, sorry for missing the replay, but I was a little peeved off with both goals. With so much of the play going the other way, both goals going in the net, I was thinking, am I playing on Superstar here? This is feeling really good. I'm doing really good. I felt really confident, and then this just wiped the confidence right out, saying, oh yeah, it doesn't really matter about shots. All it really matters is getting those goals. So as you can see, here's the replay again of the Zuccarello goal. And the Rangers are up 2-0 against us. Not the best scenario, but hopefully we can come back here in the third period. Now we're trying to lean on Strome still to get some chances going, but he isn't pulling off as much. Still playing a pretty good game, but just not as up to par as before. And there's a real squeaker. Ryan Callahan from not even, I guess it was outside slot from the corner. Goes straight through DiPietro. It's 3-0 game. Feeling really deflated at this point. Like I said, we had most of the chances. I felt really confident that we're going to win this game going into the second period with the 10-0 shot clock, but sometimes it isn't always like that. So in this case, we lose the game 3-0, an actual shutout against us, and DiPietro didn't get the job done. So with that said, you know, confidence shaken in DiPietro, and we're going to go with Nabokov next game, see if he can do the trick for us. There's the replay of the goal scored against DiPietro, one of the three. With that said, though, let's move on to the shot clock and the goal summary there. As you can see, Martin Biron, 22 saves, pretty good job, and overall, the Rangers did have a good game. We just weren't up to the task of scoring, and DiPietro wasn't up to the task of saving. You can see that 625 save percentage there, looks pretty good on him. But yeah, we're going to hope still that he's not going to be like that every single game. But we're going to give Nabokov, like I said, a chance, and we're going to see if he can do the job in this next game here. Now here's just some signings and there's one trade there of Andy McDonald and Jason Arnott to the Buffalo Sabres for essentially some prospects and picks back to St. Louis. So nothing that big. Another trade was the Shane Doan. He moved on to, I think it was Dallas, but I'll double check that one for the future as well. Again, like I said, those players weren't in the free agent pool. They didn't get that much though, so I'm not necessarily that worried about it. We'll just leave it as it is. Here's the game though between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders. We got Evgeny Nabokov back in the net there, so we're hoping that he can do the trick. And we're facing up against Nico Hovinen, so they don't have their starter, they don't even have their backup in net, so we're going to see if we can capitalize on that in this game. Another thing I wanted to touch on as well while this game is playing is that I just dropped some players over the first couple games back to junior and back to the American Hockey League after seeing them play. The first main person I want to talk about was Kirill Kabanov. He went down pretty quickly. But before then, though, we'll focus on this quick play right here where Tavares does a little turn, gets a shot off, and scores, and we're up 1-0 early on in the first. What we need and what we want after a bad game against the Rangers. Back to that list, though, Kirill Kabanov was one of the guys. He just kind of slid through in the first couple games, so we sent him back down after that. Another guy that went down was Griffin Reinhart. He was did a great job, actually, but unfortunately for him, he's only about a 57 overall or so, so he's going to need some time to develop and to season up before he can come up to the NHL level, and that's the end of the first there. You can see the shot clock was pretty even. The face-offs were in Philly's favor, but overall it was a pretty good period, and we're doing a pretty good job of keeping this game close, but still keeping the lead. Now, a couple more guys I want to talk about were Calvin Dehaan. He's another guy that we sent down. A guy that's probably going to come up relatively soon because he's a 69 overall, but just comparatively to the other defensemen that we do have in our stable, he's not necessarily the best one to offer, and he's probably going to be a guy that maybe if Streit and Vishnowsky move along, because they're both offensive defensemen, he might take their place. He fits that role pretty well, and he's probably going to be that guy in the future, but maybe just not yet. Now it's the end of the second period there, and we're moving quickly into the third here. Still a 1-0 lead. Really close chance here by Tavares almost to get 2 goals up with 2 goals from him. Not a worry though, because the Philadelphia Flyers pull their goalie, and luckily we actually get a chance here to put the empty net or netter away. And Nino Niederreiter gets his second goal of the preseason. Although it's an empty netter, he did play good in this game along with Ryan Strome. Both those guys are still up and still kicking for a spot. And I want your opinions on that. Do you think these guys are guys that we should keep in the team, or should I look for just solutions for maybe a year to bridge the gap or so? Let me know what you think, if we should bring that young talent in right away and kind of grow them with our team, or should we just let them sit in the minors and sit in junior? So here's the end of the game here. We're up 2-1 now in our record for the preseason. It's a close game, but we do win it 3-0 with 2 empty netters there. And Nabokov actually gets a shutout, which is a good thing. So we get a little bit of instilled confidence in one of our goaltenders at least, and that's definitely a positive after the game DiPietro had to play. There's the shot clock and the face-off summary. Overall, the game was a pretty good game, like I said. And here you can see Hamonic played a little bit too many minutes, but good game overall from the players. Tavares getting some good minutes and playing a great game. Now on to our last game of the preseason. It's with the New Jersey Devils here. In this game, we pretty much went with a full lineup. Most of the guys, there was a couple other guys we sent down. Karkner was a guy I actually sent down. I thought he'd be a guy that maybe be our 6th or 7th defenseman. He probably still could be, but just very, very slow on the back end, and it was actually being a bit of a hindrance when he was playing. But you know, besides from that, the rest of the guys are kind of fringe players, and I really liked what Matt Martin and Jesse Joensuu had to offer on the 4th line. It's looking like, though, Tavares is going to be the top center. Molson's going to complement him on the wing, and we're probably going to get Grabner up there. Strome and Niederreiter are the 2 question marks right now. I'm not sure if they're going to stay up. I want your guys' opinions on that. Unfortunately, though, in this, you could see that right away here in this game, the New Jersey Devils get a goal 11 minutes in. Back to the lineup, though, essentially Franz Nielsen, Kyle Poso might play a top 6 role. Again, that really depends on where Ryan Strome and Nino Niederreiter fit in. That's pretty much it for the top, and then you got Vishnowsky and Streit that will be on 2 separate lines, being kind of our offensive D-men, mixed in with guys like Harmonic that are going to play a role that's going to be a good defensive role for us. And yeah, sorry, I think it's Andrew McDonald is the other guy too that's going to play a role such as that. Our goalie is still up in the air right now, but obviously Nabokov played a great game versus the bad game DiPietro had to offer, so we're leaning that way at this point. We'll move back to this game, though, in the second period here. We're down 1-0. Overall, not that bad of a period. We had good chances, we had good opportunities. We just had that goal go against us, unfortunately. A little unlucky with the bounce there. We get a chance at the start here, but Brodeur is always very solid, and he does a good job there. Now, coming up right here is a really weird goal for the New Jersey Devils. I haven't seen anything that glitchy or weird yet, but you can kind of see Kovalchuk just zooms off the screen in the opposite direction there, and there's a replay of it. It doesn't look too weird, but it kind of was a little confusing, and I almost felt like that should have been goaltender interference because Nabokov was way out of the net at that point. We're down 2-0 though in this period, and things aren't looking necessarily that up for us. Now they're coming in on another play here, and this is just a greasy goal. I should have, I don't know what I should have done. I was actually not the defender that went over, that was the computer, so I was left in an awkward situation as nobody, and they got a greasy little goal there. And as well, I mean, I don't feel necessarily as bad about Nabokov in this game, because some of those goals just were, you know, bad situations, but still he isn't having the best of nights when we're down 3-0 like this and those goals have gone in. But there's another one there making it 4-0, and that one probably was one that he should have saved. Should have done better defensively as well, but I mean, at this point I decided enough was enough to put DiPietro in, give Nabokov the night off for the rest of the night, as he just wasn't having the best of luck, and let DiPietro have a chance to redeem himself a little bit, see if he can work his way back into this goaltending picture. With that said, though, we're still 4-0 down in this game, 2-1 record so far, and it's probably going to be 2-2. But yeah, we do the switch of the goaltenders and get a power play chance here at the end of the game, or not the end of the game, but the end of the second, to finish this one up. We don't do anything with it though. We've still got a solid amount of time left. As you can see, the shots were actually in our favor, but the goals were going only one way, and that was all for New Jersey, who are just in cruise control now. At least to start the third period, we have a chance here to get things going on the right foot with a power play with 1:54 back left for us there, starting the third. Now we get a chance here, and nothing really comes of it. Niederreiter just shoots the shot wide, but still an overall good chance. And working the puck around here, we try and get another chance in the net, but it just doesn't go. Now straight at the point here, takes a shot, and it's a save by Brodeur. But another interesting thing happens here is because we set the authentic refereeing for after the whistle, and 5-on-3 gets called as they started retaliating against me when I didn't really do anything that major against them. So because of that, we get the 5-on-3 power play here, which is muchly needed to see if we can get this back on semi-right foot and just redeem a little bit of our pride back from this game. Now, with 17 seconds left here, we do a nice little loop of Lubomir Visnovsky, and he's actually able to do a nice little goal from the back end of the D, and he gets us up with a goal here in the game. So now we're only down 4-1, which is not as bad as 4-0. But yeah, no, liking Lubomir, jeez, I just can't say his name right now. Him and Mark Streit are two guys that are definitely older, but they're going to be able to do some good on the defense for us, and maybe pick up some extra points where we're lacking on the offense in some ways. Here's another break in the D where I just wasn't focusing this game at this point because we're down so far, and it really pays because we just get another goal scored against us, and the deficit's back to 4 at this point with 15 minutes left in the third period here. But luckily Okposo off the draw here gets a nice chance, and we try and work something from it. Nothing really major comes right away. They get another opportunity going down that way, but nothing really comes of it. Now here's an interesting play where Jonathan Tavares hits Marek Zidlicki right at the net there, and he does a little dipsy doodle and flies up there, and in doing so the puck goes in the net. So we get a lucky goal to get us back to 3 back, and it's a 5-2 game now. Right off the draw too, Matt Molson gets a goal, and we're now down only 2 goals. So things looking up for us, at least, that we got 3 goals in this game in the third period, which is nothing to sneeze at least. And yeah, with 8 minutes left, I was actually thinking, hey, we might have a chance with this. And yeah, like I said, giving DiPietro the chance was a good choice, just because he actually didn't play half bad in this game. He went about 900 on the shots, 10 shots, and 1 goal let in pretty much. Unfortunately, our discipline fails us as we get a penalty there with 2 minutes left in the game. And yeah, no, we run it down the clock to 23 seconds here and actually get a really good chance. We just kind of dipsy-doodle there with Milan Jurkina, a defender that's really just a defensive defenseman, shows some pretty hands and gets a nice goal here, putting us only 1 goal back. But at this point we only have 20 seconds, so we try and do a little bit of a Hail Mary here to Nielsen. He tries to stop up, gets a nice chance here, but Okposo's pretty much interfered with there, but no call on that. Same for Nielsen, no call on that either. A lot of that in this game, but that's alright. Now we're 3 seconds left, and this game's just going to end this way, but still a valiant effort by the team to get back into this game. And yeah, we lose the game 5-4, but we overall in the preseason go 2-2, which is pretty good and shows some promise going into the season. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I mean, there's a little bit more of the highlights here left along with the game summary, but I'm going to let it go at this point because it's been a long video. The regular season will start in the next video. Let me know what you think if Nino Niederreiter and Ryan Strome deserve a spot in the squad. Also, if you guys think there's any good goaltenders we should go for, or any good goaltender prospects out there, post in the comments below. If you're interested in checking out more videos on NHL 13, check out my channel where I have NHL Moments Live videos and other videos as well, just normal gameplay. Thanks guys for watching, and more of this series to come in the near future.